What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So Michigan State basketball returns to action after about a 10-day break against Western Michigan in the Breslin Center on Monday at 3 o'clock on BTN. This is obviously the return of Dwayne Stevens, former Michigan State player and former Michigan State assistant under Tom Izzo for many years, coming back to the Breslin Center to kick things off before we return to Big Ten play for the rest of the regular season. Now, it's been a struggle this year for Western Michigan, 3-8 overall, and have lost 4 straight, but Izzo has always said playing against former players or former coaches, assistant coaches, or people on the staff, whatnot. We saw earlier this year when Bowling Green came in and Tum Tum returned. It's always going to be a struggle when someone knows your system and the stuff you run, how you do things more. So I'm not saying that this is going to be a cakewalk for Michigan State, even though if you look at the records, it probably should be. But we're going to get into the matchup. But before we do jump in, if you could, just hit that like and subscribe button down there. More Michigan State basketball content on the channel. As I said, this is the last non-conference game before we hop into Big Ten play for the rest of the regular season. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. So Western Michigan is led by Chancey Willis Jr. as a junior guard, averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists on the year. Markai Strickland adds about 13 for them a game. Owen Lobsinger adds 11 and 7. He's their leading rebounder with 7, as I mentioned. And Javon Hanna adds 11 points as well. Overall, they're a solid rebounding team, averaging about 39 rebounds a game. We mentioned led by Lobsinger with 7 a game. 4 guys averaging over 4 rebounds a game for them, though. 60th in the country in rebounding. So overall, will be a challenge on the glass for Michigan State in this one. Now, they don't share the ball particularly well. Only about 12 assists a game, led by Willis Jr. They don't turn it over, though. Only 10 turnovers a game for Western Michigan. They don't get out and run often either. 218th in the country in fast break points, only about 9.73 per game. In contrast, Michigan State is still holding strong as the number 2 team in the country in fast break points at about 20 a game. Western Michigan only shooting about 29% from 3 on the year. For Michigan State obviously started out the year really tough from behind the 3-point line. They have since turned that around and slowly creeping up to about 28% on the year from 3-point range for Michigan State after that horrific start. So things are starting to come along from the 3-point range. We've saw that over the last handful of weeks here, but going in the right direction overall. But numbers-wise, similar percentage-wise 3-point shooting teams. For the Michigan State side of things, still just looking to continue. We've talked about it now for really since after the Nebraska game a couple weeks ago. Over these last couple games against Oakland, against Florida Atlantic, and against this one, we talked about it for all these previews. Now it's just working on the consistency on both ends of the court and in transition and in lineups, whatnot, not turning the ball over, getting that 3-point percentage up, really just rounding into form a lot of the parts of the game for Michigan State before jumping back into Big Ten play here. So for Michigan State, just working on that consistency, as we said, still hanging around the top 33 offensively and defensively, fine-tuning those lineups as we head into Big Ten play on Friday against Ohio State and continue that for the rest of the year. Michigan State still hanging in the top 25 on Bart Torvik as well, 18th in the AP polls this week. Western Michigan at 266 overall on Bart Torvik. They have the 225th ranked adjusted efficiency offense, 290th adjusted efficiency defense. Bart Torvik has this as a 87-60 Michigan State win. That seems about right in this one, but as I said earlier, playing against former assistants, former players, former managers, anyone that was on the staff previously is always something to watch out for. I expect this game to maybe be a little bit closer than that, even given Western's record this year, having not been as good, but I expect this one to be a little bit closer than that. But that'll do it for this one. We'll be back with a recap afterwards, obviously, to talk about this one. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.